can actually pick up some victories in some of these fights and see what champions they're going to bring to them as well as we dive into the champ select here. As we do have an Ashe and a Lulu both banned away here already. And on the side of BNK actually taking away Hizto's job, and I think that makes a whole lot of sense.
It does.
And Dire not going to be playing his Akali this time either.
Hizto's Jarvan's insane, but I still feel like if a team's going to pick Jarvan early, I think it's very easy to play against it. I just think there's enough mobility. Like if you have a...
I think it cuts down so many 80 carries. I think it makes picking for bottom lane difficult.
With Ezreal already down, and with a Lulu ban, I got you. Because I'm happy to play Ezreal or Yunara into Jarvan.
Yeah, I think if you're going to like... And I think Lucian is also another good one. It depends where the Jarvan is picked.
Agreed.
There is an opportunity to pick it as far as like a 1-2 on second pick. As the Orianna is going to be locked away. BNK going to be claiming that one for themselves. This is very scary unless TSW are going to be able to pick away a Nocturne, something like that. Orianna Nocturne, though, is very frightening, and Raptor has already showed that he's very happy to bring out the Nocturne.
Yeah, I mean, you could just go something like Nocturne Galio, Nocturne Azir right away if you wanted to stop the Knock Wave combo.
The
I wouldn't
Knock
mind
Wave?
it.
Did you call it Knock Wave?
Knock Wave is good, right?
Knock Wave is really good.
Yeah.
That's much better than the Annie one, the Clanny.
Yeah, I can't take credit for it. It might have been Azael who started it.
But wouldn't it be Parawave?
What is Parawave?
Paranoia Shockwave.
Shockwave.
Because it's not Nocturne. Nocturne's not the ability.
Yeah,
it's
but you put it on. It's whoever you put on.
Parawave. We're gonna go with Parawave. That's what I want to lock in.
This is worse.
I know, but that's the whole point.
Yeah.
We're doing pretty bad ones. I've got production in me saying that it was also it's also terrible.
We have Parawave and we have tempo
markers.
Tempo markers.
Yeah,
I'd already forgotten tempo signs. It's just tempo.
Yeah, it's just tempo.
It's not a marker.
Much like a lot of things that have been coined in the past, it is just tempo.
No, but I'd like it. Whoever you put the wave on is what is
ball.
The thing.
It's a ball, not a wave.
It's the knock wave. Yeah. Okay. So Amba wave, if you put it on Ambessa.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it works with
the
everyone.
Public wave.
The not a wave.
The public wave. I like public wave a lot. Public wave is very good. It's kind of broken my brain. All right. We do have a Nautilus, though, that has been locked away. This one was banned relatively early in the last series as well. So BA going to grab that one. And now Pun thinking about the bear.
This is the angle into Ambessa. Yes, top lane, Bolivear.
All right.
Let's go.
So this is something that he's been known for. It did get banned away in the previous series as well. So a little bit of fun to be had on the Rift. However, this top side from BNK is very scary. Like this is very, very scary.
I mean, yeah. I don't like the draft on the left side. It's
wait, imagine if it's jungle Nautilus. Raptors played that already this year.
Then it's even worse. It's the slowest clearing in the game. So just to see what he actually does on his Volibear. So he's been very successful with it throughout the year. It's not like an AP Volibear. It's more of just like a bruiser grasp Volibear. So he starts tier. He'll usually go Unending Despair and Winter's Embrace early on. Later in the game, he might go for Leandries, but it's just like a W max brawling build.
All right.
But he's going to try and
a little bit more tanky, a little bit less of the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Which I think is a little sad, but probably better for winning the game. That means that they're not representing a whole lot of damage here. So we're going to need Eddie to be playing something a little bit hyper carry-esque towards that bottom side of the map. And already, we've got a couple of those possibly being banned away here. Xayah already taken off the board. The Kai'Sa as well, not going to be allowed. But Yunara also taken away from Eddie. So what is he going to be playing? That's going to be the question here.
I really wish they wouldn't have banned the Kai'Sa because Kai'Sa Nautilus is a great pair and it's something that they would, like it's a good way to fight when you have so many melee engagers. But Corki also just a generically strong champion, has a very critical Valkyrie to try and get away from the Nocturne or the Orianna or the Knockwave combo. If the Knockwave times it properly, you're dead anyway. But if they're not perfect, the Valkyrie can be very effective.
Well, let's see what this last pick is going to be. Likely heading towards the jungle for TSW. But before that, Diable and Kellin. Oh, this would be a better angle.
This the ego
for the
pick.
Renata.
Kalista, Renata now. Into all the bruiser boys.
Yeah, there's a lot of short range, big guys that really want to try and get on top of you in short range. That is when you pick Renata. Kellin has done a little bit of research, went home, was like, why did my Renata not work in that first game? As Naafiri is going to be locked in. I like this, add a little bit more damage, right?
I mean, yep. I think it works well. I'm not a huge fan, again,
You don't
of the
look very
comp on the
sold.
left.
I'm not going to lie. You don't look very sold.
So listen, I'm not.
No. I do think that, yeah, we were talking about the nameplates off type situation, and if nameplates are off, like this BNK composition is revolting.
Which is weird, though, because the Kalista Renata, a lot of people are really down on International Kalista because the games were going too long and they were like weren't bloody enough for the skirmishes. But I feel like in this group, in this series, it's a perfect pick because we know these teams will literally fight nonstop.
Yeah, and it's Diable. Like this is what he does. The last person that we saw pick up like the largest amount of kills in a single game was Pays, actually playing Kalista like a couple of years ago.
Oh right, it was 20.
Was it MSI a couple of years ago?
It was an insane amount of kills.
It was kind of like it was 27 or something like that. I think that's what the style of Kalista that Diable's looking to play here today. And that one is not something that is going to get outscaled if they do get out of control. But they have to get there, right? And Team Secret Whales, they have a lot of comfort. And they have, there's a lot of trickiness to a composition like this. Also, Global can really help if you are struggling to identify the tempo of your opposition, right? If you are struggling to get control of the map, you can kind of just cheat it by roaming towards the side lane in the blink of an eye. But let's do it. Let's dive into game number 2. See whether there's going to be any early game shenanigans.
So a tempo marker would be, if Galio's not in lane, that's a marker that you don't have tempo.
Yeah. Or wait, well, it's more just about wave manipulation and control. It's literally just tempo, Jatt. There's nothing special about it.
I
just put marker at the end of the sentence for no reason at all.
I actually like it, so I'm gonna make it a thing. Because we were talking off camera, like the tempo marker can be a good or a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like the marker of having more people than the opponent with your waves pushed, that's a marker to do stuff.
Yeah, it's an identification of whose turn it is in League of Legends.
I'm not making fun of you. I think it's,
I'm making fun of me because I think it's silly.
It sounds like a smart thing to say. Because
it was one of those things where my brain wasn't really knowing what word was going to happen next, and then I surprised myself with that one. And I don't know how I feel about it. As Clear and Pun just going to be bashing one another here towards this top side. I'm not entirely sure how this matchup goes, Jatt, because I haven't seen very much of it.
I feel like Bolivear can probably beat anyone. That champion is so goofy.
He is very goofy.
When you have this like I know he's not doing the crazy jungle build, which is like the Dusk and Dawn.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to see.
But when a jungler can be on like medium income and then just easily 1v1 every champion in the game, like there's something about that kit that is
he must be pretty good.
Lane.
Yeah. Let's see whether it's going to work through the top lane. Right now, working very effectively as far as the CS numbers are concerned. VicLa as well having a pretty good time in this mid lane. And VicLa hasn't been allowed to play Orianna for quite some time, right? This is one of the champions that he has shown a fair bit of comfort on, but also Orianna is just kind of nutty at this point in time.
Yeah,
she's been nerfed a little bit on this patch, right?
She has been.
But it was like, I don't know, early cooldown on your Q or something like that. It's not really end of the world.
Yeah, you and me were talking about this earlier. I've read patch notes every 2 weeks for 16 years, so I don't remember what they actually are anymore. I just know, like, a number has gone down.
Yeah.
But what it was, like, was it the E cooldown?
Do you know the only reason why I know it was the Q cooldown is because Ox was talking to me in the bus.
And he said the Q cooldown increased?
He was reading it, yeah. But it's the same at level 5, so like,
okay,
you know,
the
really,
first
it only
two
affects
ranks of Q.
It only
so
really affects
one
you
level,
in lane.
VicLa is fine.
Yes.
Okay.
And he's probably already fine because he's laning into a Galio.
Yeah, which is not for the faint of heart. I've seen really good Galios able to win this matchup, but it usually is going to be Orianna favored.
Should be. I mean, Orianna is just generally pretty good at controlling the wave, so I think VicLa should be fine. As Hizto, looking like a beautiful hot dog. Love this skin. He's going to be getting some vision, looking to go back home. Raptor going to be taking a crab and heading home himself. And all seems a little quiet.
Nocturne pretty happy about this as well, getting the full clear take for Scuttle. Neither of these junglers did a Raptor start for an earlier Raptor respawn, which would then make us think that we'd have a Raptor fight. They both did like the standard full clear. Nice hook for there as well. Eddie getting some good damage down.
Yeah. Diable down 300 health. 300 health, I should say. Has to drink that potion. So with the fact that this is a Nautilus lane into Renata, that's really nicely played. As Taunt is going to pull back VicLa here, but taunting an Orianna ain't great because your clockwork windup gets extra value.
He's got no mana.
Well, let's see whether DRA can do something about that.
Yeah, DRA is going to have to worry a little bit. I think one more wave if he can shove in. I want him to actually take another reset pretty soon. So he's going to be fine in this wave. As the Galio, you're really just shoving and resetting as much as possible, hoping to not get fatal damage. Eddie and BA are good laners.
They are.
Eddie's biggest mistake, to me at least, was just getting caught out of position too often in team fights.
And it's not like the last game was Eddie's fault that they were losing the lane either. It's Ezreal Karma. Like that is, if played well, that is a very, very difficult lane to lose. Even though we have seen it lose.
Eddie reminds me of another AD carry that I used to work with.
Clear. The flash and first blood in a solo kill. Here for Clear in the top lane, returning the favor.
Wow. And he hits level 6 first, just goes all in. The Volibear, I believe, was sitting on a tier just too far up in the lane at the time. It looked like it might have been pushing back. I'd have to check again to see if he was trying to just clear the wave to reset and come back, since he was waiting. Like he did have his teleport up. I was checking to see
whether it was like he was wanting to hit level 6 and then win, but he's nowhere near. So it's not like he was clearing the wave in order to get the level. It was just a little bit too far up.
Yeah, I think he might have... The wave may have been getting frozen on him, so he really wanted to break the freeze before resetting and just overstayed a little bit. That's why these solo kills can look a little goofy sometimes.
Well, speaking of looking a little goofy sometimes, this is now Clear in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, no flash on Clear.
Hizto is looking to go back home though, and so it's not going to be the gank actually being taken. And in the meantime, Raptor is just killing dragons. He has killed a lot of dragons so far. That's 5 in a row so far this series for anyone that's counting.
He's 6.
We'll just have to see.
Health.
Is the Para Wave going to be utilized? That is the question.
Yeah, maybe not.
No, you don't think so? Okay.
No. I think he was just waiting for Crab. That's why he was sweeping. There could be a fight. It's going to be a wave, not a para wave.
Well, let's see whether it actually happens.
It's a paranoia, not a paranoia.
The wave doesn't exist unless Orianna presses
Is he just going to kill him again?
That might be what's happening, Jatt, as he does at least get himself the shield, and now it's Clear that's in trouble. He has a couple of buttons back up again, though, and gets the shield from the passive, but I have a feeling unless Pun cannot get up to him, oh no, the dashes, oh no, the release date, it is still going to be, oh, never mind, this is taking so incredibly long. Can Clear? No, he cannot. Pun is just going to put him down. So back-to-back solo kills, 1 each in the top lane.
That's the Volibear. When you get enough points in your W, your sustained healing is just goofy. And that's why you play picks like this that the enemy's not used to. Because even if you get the first solo kill, Pun's going to know the limits way better than Clear is. And he's able to get the solo kill back and a 500 gold lead for himself.
I was wondering whether Clear had actually bought since then, but he had, so it's not really going to be like he comes back with way more money after this either. Having a look towards the bottom side of the map, it is a little bit of an advantage for Diable, but not too much of anything. And I think Nautilus getting a free way through the lane is absolutely fine here in the bottom side.
I feel like not as impressive of a laning phase for Diable as Hizto's looking for a wraparound gank, but it's probably just going to lead to them walking away. Good awareness. Yep. They had the tempo marker.
Yep, beautifully done.
Away.
Sometimes you have to really utilize those tempo markers, Jatt. As Raptor is just going to clear out some vision. That is not a tempo marker. That is just a ward.
Yeah.
And Hizto happy feeding momentarily.
I mean, Naafiri's going to be one of the best champions against the knock wave because you can just immune it.
Yeah, I think Naafiri's pretty good against a lot of things because you just don't care about.
Just disappear for a second and a half.
Telegraphed abilities, not something that the doggo really minds about. Is oh dear. Raptor's smites, by the way, have been absolutely revolting. Part of the reason why they are here today is because Raptor took almost everything from Owner in their series against T1.
Okay, revolting in a good way.
In a good, positive revolting, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Understood.
It's sort of like unfair levels of good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just been quite good at pressing the smite button. And it's Clear up here towards the top side of the map, just going to be clearing things out. And 80 to 59. Yeah. That is not too bad.
Pun's going to have his ult up soon as well, and he hasn't even completed his first item, so the Volibear is off and running at least. Kalista Renata hasn't been as dominant as we would have thought. As Pun is just, he might be thinking about a dive. He's got Naafiri on the way, and Galio is shadowing.
Well, he's just going to ult in. There's a public execution from Clear just to try and keep himself alive as the turret does get a little bit mad eventually. Sheesh. But like, It doesn't even matter. He even electrocutes him so he can't actually go back because the ulti comes through from Hizto. He is going to be able to go untargetable. There is the flash to try and get him in there, but unfortunately, yeah, 1-for-1 is not really what they were looking for. Still, this entire wave is going to go, and so a big win still for TSW, despite the fact that it looked a little bit like it could have been better.
I don't know, VicLa's cleaning up that mid wave. That's going to put D-Ray so far behind. Because D-Ray went, first off, he was in river, then he thought about resetting, then he ulted, then he had to reset. So he lost about 2 waves in that whole exchange. Really going to hurt him in that 1v1 matchup.
But in the top lane, really good news for Pun. That's about it. As BA will get handshook here as the Fate's Call does come on down. Diable, can he actually get enough autos as Eddie is just free hitting at this point in time? BA goes back in once again as Kellin, realizing that he might actually have to bail himself out. And Diable realizes that he's just going to have to get out of there to flash forward, but it hits a minion, the handshake! So clutch out of Kellin, but that is just to keep them alive in this bottom lane as Raptor coming on down and will be able to stand out of the way of the taunt, gets the fear on to this Galio, but he's tanky enough to keep himself alive.
This is one of the fastest paced 2-2 games I've had.
I know, right? There's so much fighting, but not a lot of killing.
I've been meaning to talk about Diable for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, you've been queuing that one up.
I have been. He's the youngest player at first stand, and we have this picture from 2021 where he said he started playing League of Legends, which should immediately make anyone who's not his age feel old.
Yeah,
that's what happens.
It's like the middle of COVID.
I started playing League in 2011.
Yeah, me
10
too.
10 years before this photo was taken.
Did you play after beta?
Pre-beta.
Pre-beta was 2011?
Not pre-beta. I played in
2010.
beta. I played in beta.
Yeah. But that was 2010.
Was it? Then I lost track of time.
It's been
Atlas,
16
thanks.
years, Jatt.
I appreciate
Quite
it.
some time there.
Yeah, he also had a great international debut, getting the pentakill against BLG, getting the pentakill against TSW as well.
Yeah.
Not even winning player of the game for the second pentakill. So he's 18 with 2 pentas, and people are already over it.
Yeah.
They already think it was the jungler who did more.
He's also the second player to get 2 pentas in a single Riot international
I was
event.
at that Worlds.
Yeah, him being the first in 2014 is crazy. And we all, like, I was about to say we all remember how dominant Samsung White were, but maybe not all of us, because that was 12 years ago. But still, Clear is taking a bit of damage here towards his top side. But still, I mean, so impressive from this young man.
Yeah, he's insane. And also, once I saw the Raptor did 30,000 damage, he's the player of the game.
Is Clear just dead again? No?
Did you know how old Diable was when it...
Oh my God. Flash from Pun! His own wrecker wears off, but he doesn't seem to care.
Pun is crushing it. I can't wait to see if he can continue pulling this off in the rest of the game. But no, I need to mention this. Diable was 4 years old when Imp got his 2 pentas at Worlds.
Oh God, don't say things like that to me, Jatt.
That's incredible.
I was feeling old enough already.
It's the next generation, truly this time.
Absolutely. And I mean, we've got quite a few of those. These young players, these young prodigies coming up in the LCK and around the world. I mean, we're going to see Honky again soon. That's going to be a whole lot of fun as Paranoia comes down towards his bottom side. Do we have a wave to put with it? We do, but it doesn't really do too much. As now they're going to turn their attention to Raptor. The knockup is good as Hizto does have to go untargetable. Kellin does have to bail himself out, and I don't think they really wanted to do that. The flash from Diable avoids getting taunted, but he's going the wrong direction. The sticks get pulled out of Eddie, but he survives. The knockup comes in, and D-Ray going to have to get himself out of there, and he does so. Still, the Corki will go down. Hizto in a lot of trouble as, man, this fight is going forever. Raptor somehow survives as well, and Clear of full health. Pun is the problem, and he's going to kill VicLa, but this was way closer than it had any right to be.
An extended 3v3, I think, because Renata died at the start and has now respawned. The fans. The fans win this fight, Atlas.
I love that. When you don't actually want to analyze, you just say the fans.
The fans win.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, you're going to have to analyze now, because it's the replay.
Yeah, I mean, where did the wave go?
Yeah, it sort of just died, didn't it?
Yeah, I think he pressed it early because it didn't do anything to Eddie as it landed, and therefore the fight ends up being messy.
Does he have a verdant barrier? Did he buy one of those?
That's crazy. I don't think so.
I imagine not.
Yeah, because it looked like it was going to land properly, but then at the very end of the fight, Pun does arrive, but it is quite late. No one's going to do damage to him, so BNK FEARX just start frantically chasing around the others. D-Ray dies. Hizto dies, but then Pun can finish off VicLa at the very end with his E.
Yeah, VicLa also putting down the dissonance and says, clear, save yourself, as he runs into the enemy jungle. Pun is a massive problem, and a massive bear, but mostly a problem. Here for BNK. I'm not entirely sure how they're going to solve it. Look at the role quest, by the way. Just before the jungle quest was finished, it was literally Pun and no one else, and then BNK, everyone else and not clear that had completed their quests. So it just does kind of paint a picture to how things have been going in both games 1 and 2, actually.
They
See
still
whether Pun
haven't
is going
gotten
to be
a
enough to hard
dragon,
carry.
so they're going to maybe try and get their first dragon of the series. Hizto might kill him here.
Yeah, Clear is in a lot of trouble. The bleed is still ticking down as well as he goes underneath that turret. Public execution ain't going to avoid that one. And Hizto just kills Clear. Clear not exactly having the greatest of tournaments thus far, but the dragon is going to lose interest and they're going to have to restart their attempts on that one. No teleport to get this Ambessa back into the fight as well after these 20 seconds are up. So he is running.
Yeah, but Flash Ult are already down on the Naafiri, and VicLa is making his way through the mid lane to make this even numbers, unless Galio's willing to TP down. So BFX still thinking about this Drake.
Heroic entrance, not quite available yet either. But I do think that not having the ulti from the Naafiri going to be a big problem. So it is going to be BNK continuing their monopoly on the Dragons, make that one 6 in a row. And the Soul is going to be an Ocean. So not exactly the most pivotal of Dragon Souls, but I imagine an Ocean Soul Volibear
would be good.
That's you were saying things were wacky. It's pretty wacky.
It would get even wackier. But they're very far away from that.
Yes,
they're down 6 dragons to 0 on the
Ocean Soul, 4 Ocean Drake Ocean Soul, which is that's the wackiest.
But we're so far away from it.
Yeah, I mean, well, I got time. We do. I'm not expected to be anywhere else.
I personally have all day.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I would love 5 games.
And it's a lot earlier. Things start a lot earlier here at First Stand. So we do theoretically just have, like, the day is indeed young. Well, Shelly, she is as well, but she is going to be taken down. Looks like Pun and Hizto should be able to just secure this, unless Raptor has that smite button sorted out once again. Teleport comes in from VicLa as the lights are turned out. Let's see whether they can secure it. There is the Rift Herald going over to TSW, but can they keep themselves alive as Pun gets knocked up with the Fate's Call? But my God, the health! It's just not moving! Shockwave connects onto 3 as finally the bear will go down, but they've had to use so much. Finally, Clear turns up, and he might be able to get this one done, and somehow Diable lives. Heroic entrance comes on down, and Hizto will finally finish off this Kalista. As Clear, I don't know whether this is quite going to be enough, but he does have an orb and a dream as Dire will be going down. And the Rift Herald should serve as an escape here for Hizto to get himself out. I thought he was going to have the audacity to go for a turret charge, but he decides to play it safe by the water.
He didn't let the intrusive voices win. He's like, I will not get these plates.
The value.
The gold of the Herald.
I would have definitely allowed it, you know? I would not have given him a hard time if that's what he decided to do.
This game is so much like Game 1, Atlus.
Yeah.
Where they're narrowly losing and every fight still has tension, but it doesn't feel like TSW has a chance of winning. And part of it is like decisions like this. They technically had the ability to hard force the Drake, but they instead decide to have this fight around the Rift Herald. And Pun is still incredibly strong. It takes them forever to get him down, but Diable does stack enough spears into him that after the shockwave, he's able to get the execute. And then I'd say around the top side of this fight, watch Diable kiting Hizto here at the end. It almost looked like he was going to get away, but Naafiri does have infinite dashes as well. So he was able to finish him off. And then the backside of the fight ends up getting a little bit messy, but I think Team Secret Worlds realize they have to bail, and that's why Hizto drops the Herald and takes his ride out.
Yeah, so he's just going to escape this. We are fighting once again, as you would expect, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Eddie just going to Valkyrie his way out, and BA will be fine. So never mind, it is all just going to be okay.
Yeah, last game was 1.4 combined kills per minute. This game only had 4 kills at 10 minutes, and now is already up above 1 combined kill per minute.
Yeah, that's it's not too bad.
And we're already 2 minutes away from the next
we were talking about 2 and 2. Like, they were still fighting, even though there weren't even that many kills in the earlier stages.
The tempo markers in this game, in order for them to opt into so many fights, there must be so many tempo markers.
Oh, there's a lot of tempo markers. Yeah. I mean, in League of Legends, you could basically just invent tempo markers all over the place because it's not actually a real thing, Jatt. That's the best thing about it, is it can be what you want it to be. As Pun, he can also just be anything in this game because he is certainly the strongest. It's just an issue when the rest of your team are not.
Taking damage under turret, but Frozen Heart into Thimblewinter. He's not actually doing damage anymore. He's just living and healing, which is effective in itself, but they will need damage at some point.
Public execution comes down, and he's going to try and get himself out of there with the ulti, but the fear is going to come through, and Raptor able to lock down the bear. BA is going to show up, though, as Diable, oh dear, he's here as well. So that should mean that Team Secret Whales are not really going to be having a good time. However, Diable hasn't killed him just yet. Dances past the ward, finds the Renset, and that is going to be BA going down. It wasn't a Renset, it was just a Ren for the slow, and then he did kill him.
Really clean play here by Diable, and he's just heating up. Blade of the Rune King, Rage Blade on the way, so he's going to be able to kill this Volibear eventually. Like, he'll get 100 spears in this guy and be willing to rend him if these fights go on long enough.
If Pun gets tanky enough, I mean, Kalista is one of the not good tank busters. You know? Not as good.
Yeah, it's no Vayne.
Yeah.
But I feel like with Bork Rage Blade, you can get there as they wait in the darkness and manage to burst him down before he can get his W's resetting. And then with the roam up from the Kalista Renata, it really just ends this fight. So,
and the fact that Clear survived as well is really rough because Hizto got so close to killing him.
Yeah, and Hizto is the one that needs to bring the damage when you have this super bruisery Bolivear trying to buy space for you and keeping the waves pushed. But we're 10 seconds until this next Drake, and I don't necessarily think like BNK FEARX's Drake setups have been so good. They already had mid lane push, they already had bot lane push, but Hizto's in the back of the pit hoping to contest this one.
Yeah, blue side Ocean Rift is actually kind of cool if you can get over that wall comfortably, and obviously Naafiri certainly can, so they have that control ward in the back of the pit, so they do know that this Drake has been started up. As the bear is going to get into the Thunderdome and is going to make it just that, as he is a lightning bear. Raptor gets himself a spell shield, and Raptor going down so low and he's just dead. Hostile takeover does nothing at all. As the flash from Pun, they get the heroic entrance with the public execution. The flash out from Diable as Eddie takes matters into his own hands. Diable gets the barrier. Does he have enough sticks? That's the question. He gets the reset with the bailout. Hizto goes up into the sky and Diable will finally die. But the team fight belongs to BNK. This young man is a psychopath.
How did he live for so long? The Renata made it absolutely goofy. I think a Renata E-Shield came in at the very end, which let him kill yet another person, because the start of this fight is about as good as it could possibly be for Team Secret Whales. They can get so much damage onto Raptor right away, pretty much burning through his spell shield easily with that Naafiri Q, and then they're kind of out of there as well. Another really sneaky play here as the Galio comes in and Diable has to bounce off the back, but now watch Diable versus Eddie and everybody else. Burns through his barrier. The Renata W comes through at the perfect time.
Kellin just sprinting like an ambulance through traffic, man, and gets over there and saves the young man's life. Understandable that there's some frustration here on the Team Secret Whales side, because like you were saying, so many things went right in that last fight, but ultimately it does mean 7 in a row as far as the Drakes are concerned for BNK, 3 in this game, and that does mean Soul Point as they look to go over towards Baron as well.
And they kill it so fast. Diablo's with his Rage Blade
and they secure it pretty comfortably, don't they?
Is going to be able to, I mean, with 1400 damage smite, I'd say it's actually kind of tricky to rend the Drake, but they're just hoping to get a TP out, and they get the TP from Galio and move away.
All right. So not going to be a take of the Baron just yet, but it is still a 4.8k gold lead. BNK, it doesn't feel like they've crushed every single team fight completely, right? There's been a lot of trades back and forth. It hasn't felt like it's been an absolute slaughter, but the result is still the same. It's still a 5,000 gold lead here at 22 minutes into the game, and they have a monopoly on every single objective on the map. They've just been running Team Secret Whales around to exactly where they want to be.
And we haven't really talked about VicLa, but he's 4,000 gold ahead of D-Ray. I don't necessarily feel like, and I'm sorry, VicLa, I'm not just hating on you. I don't feel like he's done a huge amount to get the lead.
I mean, it's an Orianna type situation. Unless you have like the Faker moment, it's not really going to
The early
be that
roam
flashy.
from D-Ray, where he ended up ulting under the turret for 0 kills, 0 assists, lost 2 plates and 2 waves to the Orianna, set him behind. He hasn't been able to play in side lanes at all. He's been sucked into every team fight and died in so many of them. So this is more so a super starved Galio than necessarily a super fed Orianna, which is why that goal difference is so big. But it doesn't change the fact that VicLa's way bigger than Galio in terms of fight impact in any of these fights. And really, TSW's kind of trying to, like, there's only 2 people that really do damage with the Naafiri and the Corki, and the Galio isn't offering anything.
And the problem is in the neutral game, when there's not just crazy fighting going on, they just naturally lose.
Well,
so they're going to start a fight here. Kellin going to get taunted up and should be going down here. Hostile take, oh, never mind. Fate's Call is going to pull him out. And is he going to go back in? That's the question as he plays defense. Gets the handshake on a punt as well. He was looking for that flank angle. VicLa comes in at the same time. Shockwave onto 2. There is the heroic entrance, but I just don't think it's going to do enough. As Clear gets into that backline and executes the Corki. BA knows that this one is donezo and he's already using that anchor to escape. BNK find another team fight.
What a beautiful fight by BNK FEARX. My eyes were locked on to Diable that entire time. The only thing that hit him was the tail end of a Galio Q. He was completely untouched, but hitting the entire time with his Terminus completed. They have blown this game wide open.
I would say so. They're also going to do the same thing to the Baron that will be going down as we get into this replay. And I actually kind of like this with TSW as an idea, right?
Correct.
Collapse, try and find yourself a numbers advantage and pick up a kill. The problem is, Kellin is so safe with the Fate's Call.
Yeah, and Diable really playing on the outside of this range so incredibly well. You can see BA gets the Nautilus ultimate on him. Yes, he gets hit by that too. I didn't even count it. And then he's just spacing on the outside while Clear is 1v3ing over on the left, by the way.
Which I think is kind of illegal given the fact that he did get kind of wrecked in lane.
He did.
But he's still Ambessa, as it turns out. 7, 4, and 5. And yeah, doing what it says on the tin.
Are we really going to have a 6-game day? I want to cast more League of Legends.
You know what? We could convince them to just play a 4th.
Yeah.
No matter the result.
Yeah.
We could figure that out.
That's part of one of my worst formats of all time.
Yeah.
Is like, you know, people didn't like best of 2s because there was no winner.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, well, they just...
I remember casting best of 2s back in the LPL days. There were way too many of them.
Just have them play a 3rd game. Because you go for the 3-0 sweep, right?
Oh, Raptor died to Baron.
Wait, okay. He did?
He did. He died to Baron.
I missed it.
Yeah, we all did.
Raptor died to Baron?
Yeah, that was a pip.
No player of the game this time for me. I'm not voting for Raptor.
I mean, he is the only one without a gold lead, which means that despite that, he is still getting so much done. Player of the game material, 100%.
Such a great...
His damage per gold is going to be so much better. You just wait to see the stats.
I think player of the game is actually pretty tricky for this.
I think it's a tricky one as well. I think Kellin has been having an incredible game.
VicLa has the biggest gold lead.
Hey, maybe that's him.
Solid Orianna, but they didn't pull off like the Nocturne combo beautifully once. He has been landing good shockwaves in the fights.
Yeah, and has been very patient with them as well, making sure he gets the right angles. So speaking of angles,
there's a bear behind
wanting to try and save it. Let's see whether they can get in there. Decent death charge to start this one off, but the handshake was fantastic. Hostile takeover means that he was just wasting time, and he flashes, get himself out. Raptor dives in with the paranoia, and these health bars evaporate in the blink of an eye. Eddie down to 100 health. He is no longer in this fight, as Diable, I don't think he was touched. Once again, VicLa's unstoppable, and I think that it's going to be BNK FEARX moving to match point in this series. They do not want to go home today.
They made this one look a lot easier. Still a very fast pace of game. 34 kills in 27 minutes. Give us some more.
Yeah,
Give us some more.
Is there another pentakill? No, there's not. The Nexus does not survive this time around. But man, I love the draft out of BNK, and they absolutely made it work.
I love the Bolivear.
Yeah,
and not much else of the draft from Team Secret Whale. So 2-0
You could have just left it at that.